Hello everyone, Dylan with the HD Perspective here. Got a couple flyers here, both the Snap-on and the Matco guy was here at the shop the other day. Actually, some not too bad deals in the Matco flyer. Today I'll start off with that one I guess, but first on this page, on the first page, got a pry bar set here for $223. They've got the striking cap, and I was looking on them on the truck or whatever, they look like they're pretty beefy. If you're looking for a set of pry bars, probably a good set to get. So, not a bad price for the amount that you get. Looks like you get 5 pry bars up to 36 inches. So, 36 inches, like kind of my go-to pry bar for sure. And then these smaller ones come in handy. Maybe if you get a 42 incher or something like that, those are nice too, depending on what you need it for. I always like the longer ones, a little more leverage. Got some ratcheting wrenches here, $250, and then $292. So for, I guess you got the reversible one and then the flex end. So depends what your preference is. They're kind of nice. Sometimes with these style, you know, you can back yourself into a problem and you can't get your tool off. Whereas these, you know, you can reverse yourself back out of it, but then again, sometimes that switch gets in the way. So pros and cons. But for the price, I would get a cheaper set because it's not really something that, like, it's definitely something that comes in handy, but not something that you use all the time. But I guess it depends on what you're working on too. And then they've got these thin wrenches, which, you know, when you need them, you need them. They are definitely handy, $147. Unfortunately, they only have the metrics, no SAE as well, but actually one of my coworkers bought this set and he's looking forward to trying them out. They've got their scan tool there, test light for $36, actually probably not too bad, just kind of for testing little stuff anyways. Start sending you in the right direction. Electronic torque wrenches, $471. You know, save a few bucks if you want one. If you do a lot of torquing, a lot of engine work, they could be handy for sure. 1/4 inch drive though, so just a small guy. Yeah, a few different I guess CV boot clamp pliers. Don't really see that too much in the heavy duty world, but if you're rebuilding CV axles or putting a new boot on, could be handy. Oil filter socket set. I guess you get a few different sizes there. $53 actually isn't bad. And you know what? Matco, for their impact sockets for tool truck tools, usually their prices aren't too unreasonable. They're not bad. Another filter socket there, and the filter pliers. Yeah, I like filter pliers. I use them most of the time unless it's really stuck on there, and then you have to get out your filter belt. But I prefer the ones that are more shaped like a tongue and groove type plier or water pump plier. It gives you a little more adjustment than just the 2-position. Wheel weight tool. I guess if you're doing lots of tire balancing and stuff like that, there you go. Hose clamp pliers. This tool is very handy if you don't have one. You know, all the major tool manufacturers, they make them, so I don't know if that $145 price is that great, but you need a tool like, you know, of that design, whether you get a Snap-on or Mac or something. I don't know who else makes them, but very handy. Another kind of plier wrench type deal for your oil filters. Give you a little bit of angle. Sometimes they're in a tight spot. It's always nice to have options. Little scan tool. Kind of just your basic options, looks like. Give you your code and a few little other things. Fuse saver master kit. You know, could be a handy kit to have, but I've said before, I've never had one. I've always found other ways of troubleshooting, and I don't really blow through too many fuses. So, I don't know. Power probe works wonders. This is kind of an interesting looking tool. I've never tried one, so I'm not really sure how well they work, but it could be handy. I don't know. Let me know in the comments section if you've used one, how well it works. It might work well. It might be kind of Mickey Mouse. I'm not really sure. Crimping tool, good for battery cables and starter cables, whatnot. $33 actually, probably not a bad price. Radiator hose picks, yeah, they're always handy. Actually, I kind of like the idea of the Snap-on one with the flat end, so you don't risk puncturing through your radiator hose. But yeah, you need something like that, especially in heavy duty. There's lots of coolant hoses going to different things, and they work good for air to air too. Top of the page, punch and chisel set. I've kind of always been the attitude to just get the cheaper punches and chisels because they take a beating and they last decently long enough, and you don't want to spend a whole ton of money on them. Some scrapers, $57 for 3 of them. Not bad actually. Here they've got their service carts. So take a look at that there. There's the details, $762 each. I've heard good things about Matco carts. They're cordless tools here. I've heard good things that they work well and stuff like that. I'm not really sure what the warranty is, but buy this or this, get this free, so you get a light for free, I guess. Yeah, you got to consider the whole lineup when you buy power tools and see what tools you might also would like to get. Because you don't really want to have like 3 or 4 different chargers taking up space in your toolbox and a whole pile of different kinds of batteries and stuff. It gets expensive. It's nice to kind of invest in one system and you stick with it. So for me, that's Milwaukee. 34-piece quick change bit set. Okay, so screwdriver bits and stuff like that, and some drill bits. Not too bad for pricing anyways. Yeah, some polisher, sander type tools here. Buy one, get one free. I guess depends on what kind of work you do. Not too bad, I guess. Dual action sander. I guess it's all about the body work this month. Reciprocating saw. And some saw blades there. There you go. Knife and tool sharpener. I guess if you have a lot of knives, could be handy. I'm not really too sure there, but wire strippers, $30. Yeah, not too bad. Fuel tank locking ring tool. I don't know, it must be a more automotive thing. I've never really had to deal with that. Screw extractor sets. Well, I asked my tool dealer about these, and he said guys like them, but he's kind of biased, so I'm not really too sure. They look like they're like a Nipex type extractor. I think I've seen similar ones on Amazon, and if I remember right, the reviews weren't the greatest on Amazon, but I don't really know. I can't say for myself, but they look like an interesting design, and it's always good to have options when you're trying to extract broken bolts and stuff like that. I don't know. You try one thing, maybe it'll work, maybe it won't. Try another thing, hopefully you can get it out. That's all I can say there, really. Bushing drivers. I guess it depends on what you're working on. Just be cognizant of the fact that those look like they're aluminum bushing drivers, so you're not going to take too much abuse. I prefer steel ones, but if you need a softer material, depending on what you're driving, could be the way to go. Ford 6-liter injector pressure regulator socket. There you go. Special kind of niche socket. I don't know how well it works. Don't really work on that small stuff too much. Sprayer there. Kind of a heavy duty air blow gun. Blower fan. I guess if it's hot in the summer, might be nice to have. Can get pretty hot in the shop, that's for sure. Well, and then we even have a little heater that goes onto that fan, so you can turn it into a heater in the winter. That's kind of neat. There you go, some more fancy scan tools and stuff like that. So, there you go. I guess you can use it for more heavy duty applications. I don't know. There's the swag. Ooh, you can even get a Mopar keychain. Then you can get Oakley sunglasses. How nice. So, some impact sockets here. They kind of got the weird 6-point design, or I'm not sure what they call it. One size fits all. I kind of prefer having a dedicated tool, to be honest, but. And then they've got a ratchet here. And actually, you know, I was looking at the ratchets on the truck the other day, and I think they got Snap-on beat. I'm not sure though. I don't have one. Like I never used it, so. But they felt good in the hand, and I liked kind of especially the flex head ones that have the locking flex head. I like that design a little better than Snap-on. Like my ratchets, I bought Snap-on, so. And that was before Matco even came to Canada, so. That's kind of what I got, and I'm not really willing to spend the money to see if they're that much better. I try not to use a ratchet anyways, as much as possible. Power tools is the way to go, I don't know. If you gotta get your ratchet out, I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do, but... So I guess that's the Matco flyer. And here's the Snap-on one. So I guess they've got all their scan tools here, you know. Geez, that's expensive stuff. Better work good for that brace. So I like the idea of the thermal imager, and well, you can watch my little video of my thermal imager that I did, and I'll do a full review here eventually, but like that price there is pretty pricey, and I think like mine was on sale for $350 and they want $1,500 for that one. And you know, the Snap-on one's a little bigger screen and stuff like that, but actually the temperature range is bigger on my FLIR one. So do your research, that's all I can say, but so far it looks like a very handy tool. Removes the doubt anyways. Yeah, they've got their kind of ratcheting on one end and the box end on the other. Pricey stuff for tools that, you know, definitely come in handy when you need them, but aren't going to be your go-tos. So, up to you, I guess. They've got a little bit of a deal here. Get $5,000 off, an instant rebate, probably if you spend so much money, or if you get the Snap-on credit. So, be careful. That's all I can say about that. There you go. They got their ratchets. Not really a deal or anything per se, but more of a featured item. So I actually have the 3/8 version of this, and it's a good ratchet. But Milwaukee's come out with their new fuel one, and I would look at that one. A little bit cheaper, better warranty, so forth. So yeah, different pliers. I kind of like these long ones every once in a while. You're not really going to be grabbing anything too hard with it. More reaching in and getting stuff, but you can just get a cheap set, I think, for the amount that you actually need them. crimpers, locking pliers. Two different small ones. There you go. Actually, it's not bad for the amount that you get. 146 bucks for that 8-piece set. I don't know how good Blue Point pliers are, but they're probably not bad. If you need something just to kind of get your foot in the door, might not be too bad. The light switch cover with hook on it. Yippee. Yeah, digital circuit tester. Well, they're nice, but you can get a power probe for just a little bit more, and it's a little more functional. You can give it power or ground with the flip of the switch. Test lead kit, nice to have. Pricey though. And pound. Find, I guess, parasitic drains. Well, if you have a good multimeter, you can use that too. But I guess nowadays with automotive, you got to be careful when disconnecting the battery and hooking your multimeter up in line, because you can lock the car up with the security systems and stuff. So stuff to be aware of. Breakout box and digital multimeter. And it's kind of funny, a guy I worked with, he had one of these Snap-on multimeters and he left it on the wheel of the truck and backed out and ran it over, and he wasn't too happy because he ended up having to buy another one. Yeah, pullers and stuff like that give you a few bucks off, it looks like. Slide hammers, definitely handy to have, but this is something that I would get if you're in Canada from Princess Auto, or probably Harbor Freight down in the States. Something that you don't use a whole lot, but you need to have in the toolbox, and you need something that works. So there you go. And then more pullers and stuff like that. Steering wheel puller. I have a Lyle one actually. Seems to work pretty good. Yeah, I don't know, some kind of knickknacks and stuff like that. Rechargeable shop light. Video inspection scope. 296 bucks. Actually, probably not a bad price. Always nice to have lights, so always love a good flashlight. Welder here. I'm not really sure how they stack up versus the other major brands, because I've never really used a Snap-on welder before. And well, if you've been watching my channel for any amount of time, you've seen my welding. The Master Series toolbox here, 54 incher, 10 grand, 10 and a half. 72 inch, 12 grand, 12 and a half. I do like this drawer layout, the 3 across the top. It's kind of how my toolbox is set up, and I like it. Snap-on does make a nice box, that's for sure, but they charge a hefty price. Anyways, that's it for the flyers. I guess just at the end, YouTube's gone and they always change the rules on how things work. So now they say you need either, you need both. I think it's 4,000 hours of view time in the last year plus 1,000 subscribers. And I'm not really at that level. I got the hours, no problem. And, you guys always watch my videos more than I anticipated anyways. I realize I'm not the most charismatic, or I'm not the best at making films and stuff, but I've been trying to improve, and I think I bring some good experience to the table anyways, and I learned a little bit from you guys too in the comments, and we kind of help each other, and that's kind of what I enjoy about this. But as you know, YouTube, they pay you revenue a little bit for the ads that are played before, and the little banner ads at the bottom, so it kind of helped out make it worthwhile, helped me buy a little bit of equipment. I've been making not a ton of money, but $100 a month or so doing this, and now they're saying if you don't have the 1,000 subscribers, you can't get any ad revenue. So I don't really like how they've moved the goalposts, but to be honest, 95% of you guys watching this aren't subscribers, and I don't really want to beg for subscribers. You know, it doesn't really matter to me as long as you're watching them. But it's helped me improve the channel a little bit too, and I've put just about every penny back into buying equipment for the channel. You know, new camera, new microphones and stuff like that, and editing software. I'm learning how to use it. So if you want me to continue, please subscribe. That's all you got to do. I don't care if you don't watch the video again, just subscribe. Get me up over that 1,000 mark. I'm at, I don't know, 600 and some odd, so almost 700 I think subscribers, so not too many more, and I would really appreciate that. And if not, that's cool too, whatever. But I appreciate you watching anyways, and leave a comment down below. Tell me what you think of these pliers and what you've used, what works for you. And thanks for watching.